I got the drip.
Well, Geoff Shreeves picked a good one for Streets Won't Forget. We are highlighting Ji-Sung Park on today's edition of one of our favorite segments here on Morning Footy. At the age of 21, he played a key role in helping South Korea reach the 2002 World Cup semifinal. So what a breakout for him. Then he joined PSV after those World Cup heroics, winning 2 Eredivisie titles under Gus Hiddink. So we're just getting started here. Then he's at Manchester United, wins 4 Premier League titles and the 2008 Champions League title during 7 seasons at Man U. An absolute Korean legend. He earned 100 caps, scored in 3 World Cups as well for South Korea. And then he spent 2 seasons at QPR before finishing his career back at PSV and then retiring in 2014. All right, Geoff, you had the honors of picking our focus for this week's edition of Streets Won't Forget. Had you heard that term before? Can you say Streets Won't Forget in your best American accent?
We have Streets Won't Forget, don't we, Troy? It's just not exclusive to this part of the world. It's a funny one, Streets Won't Forget, because normally it's a cult figure who hasn't necessarily won lots of trophies. It's not somebody whose name is in headlights. So for me, Ji-Sung Park is a little bit, he belongs here. He also belongs in Under the Radar, and he also belongs in Unsung Heroes. So you could put him in many categories. So for my money, that makes him a cult figure, which is what I think he deserves to be, because he was just absolutely exceptional. And you look at his body of work. So I spoke to 2 of his former teammates last night. I said, what comes to mind when you think of him? And the word they used the most is selfless. They said he was the perfect foil for Giggs, Tevez, Rooney, because he would make run after run knowing that he wasn't going to get the ball. And he never, ever complained. He was the ultimate team player, they said. And when you look, well, you saw what he won as well. He was a top player, both domestically and internationally.
I don't know why we found this clip of him scoring against my Birmingham City. There's many clips where he did score. We didn't have to start with that one.
No, that's why we picked it.
Yeah, but for me, I think that the best compliment we can give him is there's no comp in today's game of who plays like him or acts like him. He's just the most teammate player you'd ever find. The person that every single time you needed to man mark somebody or you needed to stop another team from doing, he was in. And the best compliment I think I can give him is, in all the big games, except for 1 or 2, he played in them. Sir Alex went, you're the guy. Maybe he had some bigger players on the bench in terms of names and profile, but he played in all the big games, except for the one, I think, against Barcelona. Didn't Sir Alex say that was his biggest regret?
Didn't go so well.
He regrets not putting him on Messi. I think we have his quote.
Yeah, let's take a look at those comments from Sir Alex Ferguson. And Troy, you had said it in our meeting too. Sometimes these things you can only see, like when you look back. But this is what Fergie had to say. I should have changed at halftime and put Ji-Sung Park on Messi. That was a mistake. Had I played Ji-Sung Park on Messi, I think we would have beaten them. Messi scored a fantastic goal. But if there was a player that could do it, it was Ji-Sung Park. So,
wow. I mean, it also speaks to his nickname, 3 Lung Park. Because he could get about the pitch. And I think back to a match, it was United versus Milan at the San Siro. They battered him, right? And after the match, Andrea Pirlo was like, who the hell was that guy?
Yeah, exactly.
Right? And it just, for Sir Alex Ferguson, to see beyond, I mean, he was a good footballer. I remember him in the 2002 World Cup. I remember him, he was part of that PSV side that reached the Champions League semifinal before he came. So he could play football. But for him to see the intangible of what made him truly great, Gus Hiddink foreshadowed his coming of age after the World Cup in 2002. He said, your mentality is what's going to make you great. His relentlessness, his mentality, top level.
Yeah. I can tell you something surprising about him, though, which I also learned last night. He struck up a friendship. Now, if you picked all the people he might be friendly with at United, bear in mind he was a very straightforward, very professional, sensible guy. I'm not saying this other gentleman wasn't. So you think he might gravitate towards, I don't know, Darren Fletcher or Phil Neville, something like that. Patrice Evra was his best friend, okay? And when they met at Manchester, okay, when they met at Old Trafford, they hit it off straight away, and they used to absolutely hammer each other, take the mickey out of each other, say terrible things about each other. But do you know the best part? Neither spoke the other's language, and they did it in complete opposite language. They never spoke to each other. But the friendship endured. They used to travel away together. They used to fly across continents to see the other one play after they left Manchester United. And they now got this great bromance. But for years and years and years, they were best mates, and neither understood a word the other one said.
That's really cool. It kind of speaks to like really good relationships. Sometimes do just transcend those things. Like it's just like that energy, that vibe you get with being somebody. But Troy, I want to ask you just about his overall legacy. I mean, to you, is he the greatest Asian footballer of all time?
For me, he is. I think he's a groundbreaker. He's a barrier smasher. I think you would have to say Son is probably the bigger superstar, especially with social media now. But when you talk to Ji-sung Park and you talk to what Son says he got into football because of this man. So you always have to go. You have to be the main person to break the door, to be brave. Because it would have been very easy for him to stay over the other side of the world, go to the World Cups with South Korea, go, yeah, it's fine. I'm good. I'm a superstar here. He travelled. He went to PSV in Holland, broke down barriers. Went to Man United, broke down barriers. Even went to QPR. And to even do something good at QPR is very, very difficult. So I'm going to say that person. But for me, he's the greatest of all time. And then, but I think it's a bit like the Ronaldo-Messi debate. Just appreciate both of them. Because Son has now taken it to a new level. And I know people that work at Tottenham Hotspurs, he had his own media department. There was that much fan frenzy around him. So both of them have raised football in their side of the world. And, we're just grateful to have them.
Yeah, well, speaking of appreciation, Son has said just how important Ji-sung Park was in paving the way for him as an Asian footballer as well, Mike, because he even said it's not easy going and playing in the Premier League. Here are those exact words. I can't compare to G. He is a legend and my idol. They are still so proud of him at home. It's difficult for an Asian to play in the Premier League. It still is. And he was the one who did it first, so it was even harder for him. He played at a club with Rooney and Ronaldo and Giggs and still got into the team, which speaks to what you all were saying, too, about that selflessness and just how much he helped the overall collective of that group.
Yeah, I liken him to his legacy, what George Weah did for so many black players at the top level. Thierry Henry. They asked him, who'd you look up to? He said, George Weah. Didn't even blink, right? To see a player that you can connect with, that looks like you, that has your values on the football pitch, playing at the highest level, being revered. There is no Ji-sung Park, there is no Son Heung-min without Ji-sung Park. There is no Hwang Hee-chan without Ji-sung Park. And it gives you credibility that football is bigger than the borders around Europe. Football thrives in Asia. Football thrives in Africa. And I love that you chose this. This might be the best one yet, Jeff.
Yeah, this has been really fun. And it's just so cool to see players paving the way for the next generation. I think we all just try to leave things better than we found it. And Ji-sung Park certainly did that. Son will certainly do that as well. So great shout, Geoff Shreeves.
I just think it's one of those, when pros talk about another player in such esteem, which everybody does about Ji-sung Park, that really gives the rest of us an idea of the esteem with which he is held, the magnitude. And those words don't come lightly. And for Fergie to say that, for Sonny to say that as well, speaks for itself.
Yeah, well said. Well, if you're watching this on YouTube, let us know what you think in the comments as well.
Thanks for watching this video from Morning Footy. For all news and insights regarding leagues around the world like EFL, Serie A, and all UEFA competitions, both men's and women's, don't forget to sign up for Paramount+.